Một tay. I'm a North Vietnamese soldier. How do you like that intro? I upgraded my RPG a little bit. I got a trigger guard on there. Put some silver tape on there. Looks pretty good. We got a couple things laid out here for you. I just got a basic saddlebag there. We got some other RPG rounds. Got the SKS. Got the Mosin. I'll show you my box of communist goods here first. I'll go over what I'm wearing. Just getting the camera set up there. I say I'm a North Vietnamese soldier. As you can see, I'm wearing a tan or a khaki outfit this time. If you've seen this channel before, if you're new to this channel, I have a whole playlist of Vietcong stuff. This might be my last Vietcong video because I got all kinds of them. Well, this is North Vietnamese, but I got Vietcong videos, some about the Ho Chi Minh Trail, farmer kits. Like I said, I got a whole playlist. I'll put a pinned comment down below of the playlist. I got my AK here. You know, this AK isn't right because theirs wouldn't have the 3 holes. It would just be there. It still works though. I got my chest rig. I spray painted this. It came green and it was really bright green, so I just spray painted it because people were asking about it. I got my pith helmet, which the pith helmet, the Vietnamese got that idea from the French because the French used to rule them. This here, they would wear it sometimes. If you look up pictures, this ain't exactly right. This is just a little ration pouch. If you ever see pictures of them, and I don't say this enough in these videos, I'm no reenactor or anything like that by any means. I just do this stuff for fun. You know, I just happen to collect a bunch of gear. I got some rice in there, but they would carry rice balls in these little pouches, and if you ever see them with a sling across them, it looks like something for a poncho or a hammock. That all that is it's carrying rice. If you ever, I don't have one, but it's carrying rice. Is what they got in there. Now, the North Vietnamese, they were actually getting supplied from Russia and China, but they, just like the Vietcong, they'd still be getting supplies from Americans. You see, I got a GI pistol belt, got a little medic bag, and a canteen. I'm gonna pull out my box here for right now, go over some of this stuff. just to warn you, this video is going to be probably a little long. I can go back a little bit further. I don't got a cameraman, so I'm doing this my own. But I got regular Vietcong stuff in here, and North Vietnamese stuff. Like in the last video, National Liberation Front. Just regular boonie hats, which they would have regular boonie hats. And this one actually doesn't look that bad. I don't got a bunch of grass and stuff in it, but it looks pretty good. They wouldn't wear, because I said that in another older video, they wouldn't wear the Chronicle hats or the rice hats. That's stereotypical. You know, yeah, if they were working out in the fields, and the North Vietnamese army were just actual soldiers. So they were actually getting supplies and stuff, but like the Vietcong, yeah, if they were out working in the fields and stuff, yeah, they'd have to ditch their hat or just keep that on just to blend in. This is just a random bag. I just got some other stuff in here. So you can see, oh yeah, I got a piece of camo fabric. This is just a t-shirt, well, a long sleeve t-shirt that I just got tied around me. They would use GI parachutes. They cut up parachutes, use them for hammocks, wrap up their rice in it, or use it for camouflage. I got my typical scarf here. And a lot of this stuff, like I do have loadouts for the US, Vietnam gear, all that stuff's legit. But this stuff here, like this is made from a t-shirt. A lot of this stuff I just pick up at surplus stores or gun shows. And like these clothes, most of these clothes probably came from Walmart. You know, it looks the part. And even that scarf, it used to be a t-shirt and I got someone to make it into a scarf. Got my National Liberation Front flag. Like I say, that would be the Vietcong. I got this at a gun show. This is supposed to be a little sapper hat. You know, the guys that would sneak into the US military bases. I messed up on this. I did this upside down. This is just supposed to be an armband for the National Liberation Front for propaganda, you know, handing out propaganda stuff. But a lot of that stuff would be homemade. So it's not like I'm necessarily wrong, because even the Vietcong would have to make their own stuff. And it's got some red bandanas and stuff. Which when I figured out the ARVN force of the South Vietnamese, they would wear the red bandanas. That was the Allied side, the ARVN. I'm NVA. Got another American style pistol belt. You know, medical supplies. Even the Vietcong would be carrying bandages and stuff. This is a French canteen, and just like with the pith helmet, you know, the Vietcong or even the North Vietnamese will be using all this kind of stuff. They'd be reusing it. Like I said, the French, they were in control of Vietnam. It was Indochina. They took control of that in 1887, and the Viet Minh and stuff, they fought back for their, you know, trying to be, you know, liberated from, and because during World War II, the French, they were busy, and that gave Ho Chi Minh and all them time to try to conquer it. Here's a little kind of, this hat necessarily ain't right. It looks like a Japanese hat almost, and the Japanese did invade Vietnam just a little bit there towards the end of the World War II. And then the North Vietnamese Army, or the Ho Chi Minh, they defeated the French in 1954, I think it was, at Dam Dam Phu. Here's another pistol belt. A lot of people seem to like this from off my Vietcong videos. I have this some because the Vietcong were just using whatever supplies they could get. North Vietnamese wouldn't be using this because, like I said, they're actually getting real supplies. They're an actual army. People left me messages of how I made this. To be honest with you, I just started randomly wrapping rope around that and just figured it out. This is a World War II bar pouch. They'd have them because the U.S. they had advisors and stuff there since the 50s. The Vietnamese were always battle hardened because they've been fighting ever since World War II, and even before then. People were always trying to take them over. I got a Vietnam. This is a GI canteen pouch here. Now this is East German. This is a bayonet for the AK. Got the wire cutter. I got grenades. Got lemon grenades. Pineapple grenades, because they would be getting old stuff, like I say, from the U.S. I got some Russian stuff in here too, because the Russians, they say they were there. I just have this stuff in there. Like I said, this is my communist box. Baseball grenade. Got some rain camo. I don't think the Vietcong had them. I got an actual Vietnam flashlight. It still works. It don't have the guards on it. All the rest of the stuff in there is just US stuff. I got another boonie hat here. I said the Vietcong or the North Vietnamese would all wear that kind of stuff. This here, I don't know if they probably wouldn't have had this. This is the US, this is a Korean War hat. I'm sure they probably weren't wearing this kind of stuff. I got me a pair of wire snips for a sapper, you know, for sneaking in the bases and stuff. I think that's basically it in there. I'll get the SKS bandolier on here. If I can. Oh yeah, I got this tied over it. Yeah, see, all of this is just a t-shirt. It just looks good. It almost has the pattern. And here's the bare bones. I said I got other videos. I got a green version of the North Vietnamese. I did okay on that video. I was just wearing the wrong kind of scarf. And the North Vietnamese, they wore khaki or green. But most of the RVAN, which is the Allied forces in South Vietnam, they were wearing green. So I could see the mix-up. Yeah, so this video is going to be kind of long. I got the pouches for the Mosin, which the North Vietnamese would use that. More than likely, they'd have the sniper version with the PU scope and the bent bolt, which I don't have that. You know, I only got so much funding. You know, I'm buying this stuff myself, so not everything's gonna be correct. I got a Chinese canteen. I got a helmet, which this looks like a Soviet helmet. I think it's Krez or Czech, something like that, because they be getting supplies from everywhere. And the artillery people wear that if they're in the tunnels to protect themselves. They be putting that on. I got a Chinese mess kit there. It looks like a German one, a German World War II one, but it's a Chinese mess kit. This pouch necessarily isn't right, but all the difference would be is they would just have black ones. And it might have a little tassel in there instead of leather, you know, being in the jungles. Got a North Vietnamese flag. Got a pair of old Japanese binoculars. The North Vietnamese saying was determined to win. I got a green, I ain't gonna put this on, but I just have this here. I got a green jacket. This is the kind of belts they would wear, basically like what the Americans would wear, stroller belts. What? Here's my RPG. These rounds are fake, and that other round was I just had a firework strapped to that. This almost looks like almost a real RPG round, a B-40 rocket. This is a RPG-2. This is how the rounds would be. They're actually pretty long in real life, and this would actually, when they had them in the packs, this would be your propellant, and you would attach that to it. We got the fins on there. I say this thing ain't gonna work, but it looks good. Got the SKS. And since I'm North Vietnamese, you know, the Vietcong would have it too. But they'd have a little bit better supplies. Oh, it came apart now. I got my cleaning kit. my cleaning kit fell apart in there. Like always, whenever you're making a video, when something messes up. Got my little oil can. Một tay. Like I said, we got the Mosin here. I ain't gonna shoot the Mosin. The last time I shot it, I cleaned it up and took it apart, and I don't have the proper tool to check the firing pin, which it probably would work because I put it back together the right way, but it still works. If you ever have a Mosin, you can dry fire it. If you pick up the bolt, it'll automatically fall down. That's a safe way how to, without messing up the firing pin too much. But I'm not going to shoot this. I got other videos shooting another Mosin. Like I say, more than likely they'd have the sniper version or the carbine version. But this looks pretty good. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a long one. That's basically everything. I can't think of anything else to go over. Say, I know a lot of people enjoy this kind of stuff. Like I said, I got a lot of US. I got a butt pack, some rain camo, which I don't think the Vietcong would have that kind of stuff. There you go. That's all my Vietnam stuff, basically. Well, Vietcong stuff.